What's up, guys? I've been playing a lot of Memento. I've been boning a lot, and I've won a lot of case tourneys. I did a couple side events that I won, a couple I got second in, and then in general just like been making a lot of bread with this deck. So I want to showcase it before the new set comes out. Maybe I'll update it later, but yeah, I want to show you guys Memento. First off, I want to shout out to Andrew for tolerating all my questions about the Runic matchup. Alright, see it. Second off, I want to shout out Brian for letting me borrow the Fiendsmith cards, and who else even? I guess just a lot of the VA testing group in general. I didn't really get as much testing as I'd like to. So we got 4 Darkblade, we have the 1 Rota. I think this is better than the Anguish. I want to play 1-for-1, but the deck count is just like too weird. I want an engine non-engine ratio, and unfortunately, with how much I value the non-engine, I didn't get to put 1-for-1 in here. I really would though. I like that card a lot. 3 Tatsu no Toshigo. This card's crazy. This card is one of the main extenders that counts as a starter in this deck that let you play through hand traps, depending on what happens. Also, if you're trying to bait out the Ash with Requiem so this resolves, you can also just go Requiem first, they Ash it, and now your field's empty. More starters. The worst starter, Anguish, I play 2. You don't have too many normal summons, but like I definitely did want to cut down on how many I was opening. These just clog in your hand after you play 3 and you side, so it's a little weird. You do side out of 1 going second because you side into non-engine that becomes engine, so like that's fine. We got our 6 1-ofs. I am playing all 6. I know people don't play the dragon, but I play the dragon. There we go. All of them. I am playing this because I saw somebody maining the trap and not maining this. I want to do this over that because I like having this, or just rather another Memento name in my hand in case I need to use Fusion to dodge Imperm Veiler, or if I need Fusion to dodge Bestials. I like just having another name in hand, so I'm more likely to open a hand that can fuse out of a Bestial. Sometimes you play into the Bestial because you don't want them to use it twice, but like it depends really. Also, this card game 1 is very important for playing around evenly. That's the main, like, going second and using this card is like, it doesn't exist, it doesn't happen. Triple Diddy Party, you have to main 3, it's just good. It helps dodge hand traps. 2 Fusion. Our likelihood of seeing Mementos in this deck is not as good as Pure, so this is live less in our main hand. Still, if you go first and you open literally any Memento spell or trap, it's full combo plus all 3 spell trap set, so we still play it. Memento Mixlon, again, you have to play it for the end board. Sometimes this is a very important card to protect, sometimes you don't care as much. And then this is still engine. Andrew might have told you or showed you already, but I can show you after this. Engraver, Tract, and Lurie. This is still 1 card, full engine. You just have to normal summon something. So you gotta open like a name and these, and then you're good. Bonus points if you open a Bestial, because then you can like Bestial special it out, and then whenever you add off the Gaddock, you can normal summon later. It was originally back and forth between 16 and 14, but 16 hand traps, you have like, I think, edging around like a 60% chance of seeing 2, and if I'm gonna play that many, I want it to be like 70, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go down to 14, put 2 talents in, and then I'm still favored in opening 2, but I also have a card that'll answer theirs. So we got 3 Ash, we got 3 Imperm, Veiler, these are all mandatory, everybody's gotta play them. I do play the Bestial still, half because it gets you into engine, or it makes it easier to get into engine, and then also because M7 being part of your engine now makes these really funny. And then 2 Ogre. This card was crazy. This card just sometimes ends Yubel's turn. This card is insane in the mirror when they activate a Memento and they don't have Bone Party or Fusion, and you chain this and the effect just fizzles and they end their turn. And then I did have the talents, and before I even put these in and had hand traps over them, I was always maining the 1 called by. Not just because Shifter, but because like this card is, it's not the end of the world if you open this going second against Yubel, because like worst case you hit a hand trap, best case you hit Phantom after you made sure you took them off of Desiree. So it's pretty good. Usually that's the goal game 1 if they go first. You just make sure they don't get to Desiree. Extra deck 1, 2, don't play 2 of this. If Kashtira is going to banish any of your cards, they're going to banish Requiem first. There's almost never a time where hitting this first is correct, so like you usually get free advantage by that point. Necroquip card's crazy. Area Leader card's crazy. I saw this on like everybody's field at the regional. It was hilarious. This card is broken. Desiree, again, we can still make this with our 1-card engine combo. We just need to use M7 to add back, so we have like Caesar and M7. This card's crazy because you can add Bestials back, you can add Hand Traps back, or part of the stock combo now is that you do your Darkblade thing, and when you go to Moon with the extra 2 bodies, like the Dragon and the Gaddock that you can bring back off the Dragon, you link into Moon, you do Requiem, Engraver, all that. You make Necroquip, you overlay for this, you add the Engraver back so that you get to Desiree. Lynx, again, you gotta play it, card's broken. This should be the ban. If you're gonna ban something in Fiendsmith, it should be Requiem. Lacrima was also broken because of the burn, but like I think this was the most bannable card in it. Sequence, Moon, Cross Sheep gets you into Engine. SP, have to play, sometimes it's part of your end board, sometimes it's part of your follow-up. It really depends on what you're afraid of. Saryuja, this is part of your full combo if you don't have a name to normal or a Bestial to summon. So like if you have to normal summon like Effect Veil or Ash Blossom, then this is how you get to summon your Darkblade from hand. And then main extra deck is Agave Dragon. I'll explain this later, why it's in my actual extra deck. And this was originally in my side, but it didn't really make sense because the card I had in here was like, it only worked with a card I sided, so I might as well just put this in the main extra deck because the other card's not even going to be live game 1. Also, I hate playing time cards, but like this deck's turns are sometimes just like too long, and like unfortunately you just have to sometimes. Side deck, a lot of it's just to unbrick me. So Triple Chummy, this card is like a coin flip against Memento specifically, because like either it just shuts their whole turn off because they can't play without Sleepy and Horse, or it does absolutely nothing because they open Bone Party, and like I faced a Tenpai, they hit me with this, and then I made the full Desiree board without spending a single card out of my hand. I gave them 0 draws, and then I just made literally the entire FTK board against them. If they ash it, they're not ashing your Bone Party later, so that's cool. Triple Phantasme, again, Ubel's popular. There's not much that actually stops them, so you might as well unbrick yourself and try to get to cards that might stop them later. Like this one, Metaltronus, triple, again. This is the engine we side our Horse and Witch out of. For the rest of it, we got our 3rd Talents. We put this in first. One anti-spell, card's broken. I know it's a 1 of in 43, but just, it's crazy. It's an FTK. We side the Cranium Burst. I know a lot of people main it. I just want my hand playable when I open it. And game 2 or 3, it's a little better once you actually put in cards that make sure your combo resolves. Lucky Nibiru, I only played 1. I never put this in against Ubel because the card is Cheeks against them, even paired. This card is literally never live against them, and they'll always be getting Verudrus out if you use this card, so it just sucks. You have the Trap and the Rabbit. The only reason I'm playing either of these is for Shifter. Which is why I'm not playing the Azure Rune statue. So literally all you do under Shifter is you do Anguish or whatever. You get Horse or whatever gets you 2 bodies. You link into this, you make this, you set your back row, and you pass. I know Andrew's a fan of Guardian Chimera, but that card only really answers Shifter if you open Fusion, which he only runs 2 of. I know he sides into a 3rd, but that's still a card you have to draw to play around it. Whereas this is like kind of an immediate way to play around it regardless. You can also just side this going first into a lot of other stuff, and it adds to your end board. Because Azure Rune has to send a grave. I think this one's just a little better because I needed an answer to Shifter specifically. I saw somebody on like Crossout, Gamma, Called By, all that. You still have to draw those cards, and you're not even favored to draw those cards. And you're running cards that you're not favored to draw against a card that they're not favored to draw, like Shifter. Like, the math is like against them opening Shifter. Like, yeah, they'll usually open it, but the chance that they don't open it and the chance that you have these cards that were literally there just for Shifter, like after you start playing, Gamma's dead. So I'd rather have cards that are there when Shifter's good and also still there when it's not, and also something I don't have to open and like sacrifice playable cards. So that's why I put these in. I think they're better. So a lot of people have been asking like exactly how you get into Engine with just Engraver now, and you need a normal summon for it, but it's very easy to get there. So I just wanted to showcase that because a lot of people were asking in a lot of other topping Memento videos. So I wanted to make sure there's actually like worthwhile advice here. So I'll show you, just like get him an Ogre, for example. So you pitch Engraver, you do the whole normal stock thing, you get Tracked and Lurry, you make Requiem, you tribute it, you get another Engraver. You specifically don't do the Grave effect. If they hand trap you, you can do the Grave effect to get a different card or different end board. but this is just assuming you go undisrupted after you baited other stuff out. So you normal summon this, you link, you make the sequence now. You do effective fuse, so you put back these two, Requiem, Lurie. You go Eater. You now have the 2 engravers in there, so you Eater, send the Goblin like you used to. You link these, you make the Cross Sheep like you used to. So far it's pretty standard, nothing really changed besides not going Lacrima first. You go Eater effect, you banish the 2 engravers. Yes, this cuts you off a follow-up, so it's like it's not like insane all the time. But depending on your hand, if you're like super desperate to get the Darkblade, then 100% this is a good play. So yeah, you banish them, you get this, effect a Cross Sheep, you get the Goblin. You activate, you pop it, you dump 2, you get the same 2 that you always get, which are the Gat and the Darkblade. New chain, Gaddock summon, Gaddock effect, add Darkblade, and then you just link these into our guy, Saryuja, and then on summon, you use 3, so you can special add Darkblade, and then that's pretty much full combo. You just Darkblade into Mace, and then you get all your cards, pretty much.